did the Yankees game and I got 40.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Maniacs. The nightly podcasts are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports. Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you like all the shows.
All right, we got some Saturday in the Park for you from Chicago. Good morning. It's another Saturday morning. Yes, indeed. And we are here for the Saturday Sports Show with me, Ralph Williams, Leo Haggerty, and our special guest, Pensman Sports, and Brian Pettit from the Tiger Stripes Network. And I got it right for the first time in a long time there. So there you go. Tiger Stripes Network as well is joining us today. And we have special guests on every now and again here as well. All right, let's get into our studio sponsor here, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. And also, we are sponsored by Mike Dotson Realty in Ocean City, Maryland. And Mike has a whole lot of property here in Ocean City, Maryland, and he will get you set up with what you need. 410-596-1681. That's 410-596-1681. Mike Dotson Realty. There's Mike right there. Give him a call as well. All right, let's see what we got going on today. Okay, there we go. Thank you for that. And let's get into our comments real quick here, see if there's anything we can post. Go ahead, Pensman. You're a monitor, so go ahead.
It's just Scott has a Saturday show now.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
all
yeah.
Right. Yep, we'll keep it there. That's it. That's where it's going. Okay, let's get started with our introductions. We'll start off with you, Leo. Go ahead, Leo Haggerty's Amped Up Sports. How are you, Leo? Good morning.
Yeah, another fun day in Tampa. USF had 3 pressers this week. They're getting ready for their what they call Victory Day, where they have all the special ed kids come in, and it's really heart-wrenching to watch this and warming to watch how these players just pour out their hearts to these kids. And then they got the kickoff luncheon on Tuesday, which has been sold out for, oh my God, months. And that's unheard of down here 3 years ago. So all of a sudden, this is exploding. The Bucs have been up in Pittsburgh, Ralph, as you know, with the practices with the Steelers, and they're going to play tonight.
Yes, they play tonight. And what's the word, Leo? Tell us what's the word down in Tampa with the Rays. I hear their stadium. I hear they want there's money to be spent to fix it, but there's also promises made about a new one. What's the update on that?
You know what, Ralph? It all depends on which time of the day you tune into Google or what comes out. It is in such a flux and such disarray. I don't understand why this guy is buying the team when he's got no place to play. And I don't know why St. Pete is going to rebuild the Trop if they're not going to stay there. So again, this is just it got me completely baffled as to how this is going to transpire, because Major League Baseball has to fund the Rays until a stadium's built. Because why would this guy buy it? He's going to lose money hand over fist until 2028 when there's a stadium built, unless he stays in St. Pete. And everybody's saying, well, and the biggest problem here, guys, is when you go to a Rays game now at Steinbrenner, I'm hearing it's 80% for the opposition. That Tampa isn't supporting it. They're selling their tickets right and left.
All right. Thank you, Sabaruski, for being part of the comment section today with my hat. Thank you. I do have a RW Media Productions hat. I ordered 10 of them. I'm going to try them out, see what happens. And who knows, down the road might be marketing some of them and selling some. So there we are. I have to figure out what to do with that, and then we'll get that going, but that's down the road. All right. Okay, let's get started here. Thank you, Tiger Stripes Media, as well, for participating in the program. It's part of Brian Pettit's network. Brian, speaking of you, good morning. Tell everybody about what's going on with you this morning.
Woke up kind of early this morning, and my son's got a little cough, and pretty much just came in here just about a few minutes ago. So been doing a little running around. For Clemson football this week, they're airtight about everything, but yesterday they had their last scrimmage in Death Valley, so little dings and bings, but they're keeping, what I've heard around here is they're keeping it airtight. So they will be starting practice in 2 weeks for LSU.
All right, Pensman Sports. How are you, Pensman? And you were doing the broadcast of the New York Yankees game last night against St. Louis. How are you, and how's everything with you this morning?
I'm good. Just got up early, started cleaning, so see what happens. And yeah, Yankees won 4-3. Gave my blood pressure up to 300. So they squeaked it. They squeaked it out. And Cyberuski wants to know how you can buy a hat.
Well, I'm not selling them yet. I only got 10 of them. I'm not selling them yet. I'm experimenting. Okay. Handing them out to people. I'm saving some for. By the way, folks, I want to let everyone know that I have to go back to Pittsburgh for a medical procedure. I will know within a month when I'm going back. This show will not be on the air while I recover from my eye surgery. Okay, it's involving my cataracts. I have to go see a specialist in Pittsburgh and have surgery. So I want to let everyone know that. And this show will not air September 20th. This show will not be airing. I have some other obligations I have to take care of. So September 20th, mark it on your calendar. This show will not be airing. All right. So just want to let everyone know that as well.
Hey, all right. I hope you're not seeing Dr. Vinny Boombots out there in Pittsburgh,
Yeah, I know about Vinny Boombots. Yep, that's my man, Rodney Dangerfield. That's his doctor. If that's his doctor, that's mine, So speaking of that, Back to School was on this morning on IFC. I was watching the beginning of it, but I had to get ready for the show here. So couldn't finish watching it. I can always watch Back to School and on demand. All right, guys, let's get started with college football. Season's getting ready to start up and moving here. Pensman, let's get started with you. We're going to talk about this Michigan situation. What's going on in Michigan?
Well, they just got fined $20,000, total of $20 million, a total of $50,000 with school products. They're on a 14-week recruiting probation period, so pretty much it's a slap on the wrist. All they have to do is cough over some money. They do get to keep their title in 2023. They do get to keep their Big Ten championships. Everything's there. Sherman Moore, he's going to be suspended, so no Germany trip for him. Denard Robinson, that used to be the quarterback for Michigan, but when he was a quarterback, he got slapped with a 2-game suspension. So that's pretty much it. They get to spend more time with the family. So
it wasn't a real bad suspension. It wasn't a lifetime ban or anything like that, or anything severe.
No, it's not playoff. It's just give me all your money, and then you can save up.
Yeah,
right.
and also Harbaugh can't do coaching in college football for 10 years either. So he
Yeah,
can't
I
come
know.
back in 10 years.
Har-
But,
Harbaugh and Stallions can't.
yeah.
Wow, that's
You know
crazy.
what,
Okay,
guys?
Leo, go ahead. Your thoughts on Michigan? Go ahead.
Let me chime in on this one because kudos to the NCAA for finally growing a pair and saying, we're going to hit you where it hurts in the wallet. It's
Yes.
going to cost Michigan somewhere around $27 million or more. Because if you read this, they not only, they can participate in the playoffs, but they can't get any money. The Big Ten share last year was 6 million. They're expecting it to be close to 20 million. I don't care what you say. That's not chump change. That's $35 million plus the fines, plus everything going on. And where it's really going to hurt is the other sports because it's going to take 10% of their budget. Baseball. You know, Coach May up there, he's starting to build something. Now he's getting, shut out with money. And I'll tell you what's comical. When you saw the 10% of the football budget that they're projecting at $7 million, that tells me they're spending $70 million on football. That tells
Yes,
me something.
exactly.
Big time.
Well, Leo, a lot of people don't notice Penn State budgeted $70 million for their NIL, budgeted that in their budget. So I just want to let everyone know that, and I've said this many times, Penn State has two of the best recruiters in all of NCAA, I believe, Terry Smith and Bob Pelko. Both of them were very successful high school football coaches in Western Pennsylvania. And both of them, in fact, Bob Pelko was the Sports Illustrated coach of the college or the high school football coach of the year about 2 years ago. So, but all right, guys, let's move on here. Our main topic for today, we're going to get into that later, is the teams that have the best playoff record in the NFL. And it doesn't surprise you the one that we have, but we'll talk about that later. We're going to break this down. That's our main topic today. Next week, we're going to talk about forgotten NFL draft busts. That's who we're going to talk about, 9 of them. There are 9 out there that have been forgotten, and we're going to talk about those next week, NFL draft busts. But today, we're going to talk about this, and this is another topic here. Pick one of these quarterbacks that you think will last for the next 5 years. Let's start off with Cam Ward. Go ahead, Leo.
I'd even go to 10 years. I mean, definitely. I mean, Cam Ward is the real deal. Think about this. He started out at Incarnate Word in San Antonio, Texas, moved to Washington State, turned that program completely around, then to Miami. If they'd have had a coach that had any kind of common sense, they'd have lost maybe no games or 1 game and got into the playoffs. Cam Ward is that good. He's going to be there 10 years.
All right. How about you, Pensman?
Well, I agree with Leo, but he just needs to figure out what's going on because last night he had a rough outing. But I'm not saying every outing is going to be perfect. But if he's going to stick around for the next 10 years, he's got to do that. But I also think that Jackson Dart's going to be around for another 10 years also.
Okay, we'll talk about him next. Go ahead, Brian. Your thoughts, Cam Ward. How long do you think he'll be?
I think he'll be if he stays, excuse me, if he would actually, I think he'll stay healthy. If he stays healthy, I think he'll be wrong. I think he'll be there for about 10 years or more. But with his ability, as long as they don't just throw him out to the woods and say, okay, here you go, then he'll last. Or you got to have good people around you, Dawson. You got to have a good line. You got to have good receivers. You got to have a good running back. And you got to have coaching. Let's not forget about the coaching. I mean,
yes.
you can look at a bad coach and that it can all go bad, or an offensive coordinator, how they use them. So as long as he stays healthy, I think he'll last a long time.
I love it. You guys are so great.
All right. Now, next, we're going to talk Jackson Dart. Let's start with you, Leo. Jackson Dart. Go ahead.
I tell you what, guys, Church is still out with me on Jackson Dart. I got to see something. And I'm not seeing enough yet. It's too much of a small database because, again, everybody says because you play in the SEC, you know, you're going to be good. When is the SEC throwing out NFL quarterbacks? Not as fast as the ACC or the Big Ten, which is, and even the Big 12. You're looking more at, wide receivers, tight ends, defensive players coming out of the SEC.
Right.
Quarterbacks, they don't. You don't shake the tree and a lot fall out. So I'm going to kind of reserve judgment on Jason Dart.
All right. Pensman, go ahead. Jackson Dart.
That deserves a what there.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, that deserves a what.
Here we go.
Jackson Dart last week not only beat the Buffalo Bills. I know it's preseason, but he went from 12 for 19, 62%, 154 yards. He didn't get sacked, and the quarterback rating was 106. That's his first start. I know it's preseason, but come on, people. Jackson Dart's going to be really, really good. And the Steelers, I know they got Will Howard, but Jackson Dart, they missed out on him.
All right. Thank you, Pensman, for being the monitor here. Let me know what you think I can put up here. I'm looking at it right now, and there's not anything I can put up really. So no kidding. D lost 77. That's all I got to say. No kidding. All right, no joke. All right, Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, it's like Leo said. Show me something more than what you got. But is this? I mean, you got to think about it this way. If he's doing preseason right now, wait till the real season starts. So he's got to show something, more than what he's got. So.
Oh yeah. And,
but if he gets with a good team, let's say in a couple of years he gets with the, like 4 years he gets going. Let's say he does a good job in his third year, and then his contract's up in 4 years. Maybe he'll get to a better team, and then he'll see what he can do then, and he might shine. So I think he can stay around a couple of years. It just depends on what you got to show for.
All right. Let's go to our next one here, which is Shedeur Sanders. All right, everyone start on Shedeur Sanders. All right, here we go. Ready?
Oh, my God.
Let's get this going. We'll start with Pensman. Go ahead.
Oh, my God. That's all you hear. Shedeur this, Shedeur that. Shedeur got up this morning around 7 o'clock this morning. Okay. Shedeur Sanders had a great season debut. Okay. He's the 5th round pick. Tom Brady was 6. I know that. But Shedeur Sanders is not going to be like Tom
Purdy
Brady.
Was 7.
Yeah. Brock Purdy. He's not going to be like Brock Purdy. He's not going to be. He's not going to be a Tom Brady. He's just going to be. Oh, he's a shining light, and then it's going to be overcast in the next 2 years. He's a Cleveland Brown.
Yeah, the Cleveland. You know what? I got a question. I got a good one for everybody. This kid was in divorce court. Kid says to the judge, or judge says to the kid, son, I can't make my mind up who I want you to live with, your mommy or your daddy. The kid says, I don't want to live with either one of them, Your Honor. They beat me. And the judge says, well, you got to live with somebody. And he goes to Cleveland Browns. They don't beat anybody. So there you go.
And he's already running from the law. Already got one speeding ticket in Cleveland already. Yeah,
I know. That's going to be crazy. We'll see where he goes. His dad's
I think he's got another one, Ralph.
Did he?
Yes, I think he's got 2 now.
Oh, ESPN didn't share that.
Brian, you're next. Shedeur Sanders.
Shedeur Sanders?
Yes.
I mean, okay. I'm going to put it in a coaching aspect here. He did not look good in preseason because he's running around still with his, he's still running around. And I'm just going to say one thing. When you go to Cleveland, the quarterback's going to die. So, and I don't think, and also he's gotten hurt now. So when does he actually come back? They're saying that
he's not starting really.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's starting until the season, so he might not even play this year or play at least you got, until they get to 10th game. So you don't know, and then he could be terrible at that, So I don't think I think he can try, but I think he'll just be a backup quarterback because the way he played the other night, it just looked like he was playing deer in the headlights. You know, I mean, he was just running around trying to make throws, overthrow the ball, and I just don't see it happening at all.
All right, Leo, go ahead.
All right, guys, forget about the last name. A guy that comes out of college who has no running game and a sieve for an offensive line and completes over 60% of his passes, that equates into a late first-round pick, not a fifth-round pick. And what did Shedeur Sanders do in the first game? He did exactly what he did in college. 13 and 19, 68%. What do you want from the kid? Is he going to be a franchise quarterback? We'll never know until it happens. But I'll tell you what, I can't believe he went that long in the draft with what he had. I think what everybody was scared of was that last name. And if his last name was Smith, he'd have been a late first round pick. Let's be real honest about that. He's got the tools, he's got the ability. Now he's in Cleveland, which is, like you guys said, it's a graveyard for quarterbacks. But I'll tell you what, they're going to start Joe Flacco the first game. They've got to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they will.
They've got to.
And Kenny Pickett's a bum too, Leo. So,
well, yeah. But I'll tell you what, I think the best bet in Vegas, bet the house on it. 3.5 wins for Cleveland. That's going to be over probably by November. They're going to win 4 or 5, 6 games at least, because in the NFL, you win 2 you're not supposed to, you lose 2 you're not supposed to, and you know what? That's going to be up on their bulletin board, because I'll tell you what, you get to the other side of the ball, that's a top 5 defense for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right. We're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and also on the Kick Network. We're also on Huddle Sports Network, Pensman Sports, and Tiger Stripes Media as well on YouTube as well. And we are also going to be uploaded onto the Amped Up Sports Network as well. Don't forget to go on their website. Leo's there with Dave Alexander and a bunch of guys. They all put together some great content on there on Amped Up Sports as well. So make sure you tune into theirs. Subscribe to Pensman, subscribe to Brian, and help everybody get where they need to be as far as subscribers, followers on Twitter, X, and a whole lot more. Okay, we got a couple more here, I think. Yeah, one more.
Ralph.
All right, here we go.
Ralph.
Okay, good.
Almost Human says Leo loves Shedeur.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Here, let me see that here.
I don't
Almost
love
Human.
anybody, but I like him as a player.
There you go. All right. Thank you for that, Pensman. All right, next. This guy is not even in the NFL, but they have him here because he's a Manning, Arch Manning. Guys, what do you think if Arch Manning was to get drafted? Where would he go, first of all, or where do you think he could go? And secondly, how long will he last in the league? We'll start with you, Leo. Go.
Pass. I don't like to take a look at quarterbacks, because I'll tell you what, and I'm going to go to Brian on this one. That guy at Clemson is going to come out pretty high, and he may come out higher than Arch Manning. I mean, he was a 5-star quarterback coming out of Texas too, wasn't he, big guy?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, speaking of that, yeah, I think well, let's just say this. If Club could actually play better than what he did last year, yeah, he's going to be gone. But that's what they're saying. But for Arch Manning, you just got to show me something. I mean, he's only played like 2 games. And when you go from college to pro, you only have in college, you only have 5 seconds to throw the ball. In pros, you have 3 seconds or less to throw the ball. So I want to see how quick he gets out the delivery when he's playing. I want to see if he's doing I want to see if he can read the receivers, know the defense, because it's going to get a lot faster when you get into the NFL than it is college. And, injuries, he can have a big injury in his years this would be his second year. So I just want to see what his injuries do. Are they he can tear an ACL, and then that can be a bad thing. So I just want to see what his projector is from now until he actually gets drafted into the NFL. But it depends on who team he goes in the NFL to, because you can go
Yeah,
to a bad team in the NFL.
yeah, it could be anybody. Maybe the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Let me jump in on that because
Go ahead, Leo.
Brian's on to a great point. This could be the problem that Caleb Williams had in Southern Cal, because
Yeah.
and my brother Tom said this. He was so used to getting 4, 5, and 6 seconds to throw the ball behind that offensive line that when he got to Chicago and that offensive line was terrible, he got to 1, 2 steps and he wasn't ready to get rid of the ball. Arch Manning could develop a very bad habit of holding on to the football, not because he wants to, but because he's able to, because of that Texas offensive line protecting him. And then he goes the following year, let's say to the Saints, who have probably a really bad offensive line. Now he's got to go 1, 2 throw, not 1, 2, 3, 4 throw.
Right, exactly. Absolutely. All right, guys. Real quick here, we're going to get into our main topic shortly here. But first, we're going to go around the horn, college football, your team, what they're up to, and what is going to happen as we go along here. Let's go with Leo, South Florida. What are they looking like this year? What's going on with South Florida?
They have really gotten big on the defensive line. They're bringing, as we say in the coaching profession, they're bringing a lot of butt, which is good, because they were woefully undersized the first 2 years, but now they've got guys who can hold their own in the trenches. Because whether you want to admit it or not, guys, with the spread offense, still the prime directive is establish the run on offense, defense stop the run. So it's a war in the trenches. The biggest problem South Florida has, there's 3 of them: Boise, Florida, Miami, right out of the gate. Can they win one of them? Maybe. Do they got to stay healthy? Yes. Because after the Miami game last year, they were so beat up, it cost them another 2 losses. So I like what they're doing. I like what the core they're building up. They got some depth finally where they can play those, 16 guys.
Right.
Now they can play probably 20, 22 on defense, which is going to help them. So South Florida's on the rise. We may not know it until the 4th game, though.
Well, you know something, Leo? I was impressed with them last year when they gave Alabama a game. I was very impressed with them last year. It's too bad they lost that game, too. You know what I mean? Because I wanted them to win that game to make their program a little more prominent. It's good for recruiting and things like that, So, but, yeah, I was very impressed with them last year, despite the fact that they lost. You know what I mean? So. All right, Brian, Clemson, go ahead. What's going on with Clemson? Are they ready for the ACC this year? And you and I are going to get together on a Sunday. And I invited Pensman, and Leo, you're invited too. We're going to do a college football wrap-up show on Sunday if you're interested. So, we can all get on and do that. So every Sunday we're going to do it. We got to set up a time and a title for the show and stuff like that. But go ahead, Brian.
About the Clemson Tigers, yesterday they just had their last, fall practice. So this week, Dabo even said that, yesterday they're keeping it tight of the thing, but they did have a scrimmage and a lot of guys are a little banged up. I knew that Randall had a big run for about 70 yards yesterday, and he's a little banged up, but I'll go for Clemson when they play on the LSU. And they said there'll probably be about 80,000 people in the stadium this year because it's going to be a big game. And I want to point out this too. If y'all have not noticed that Clemson has not played a home game an opening game in a couple of years. So this would be the biggest one because if you remember, Clemson's never played, or they've played, but it's been a while since Clemson's actually opened at home because they're always away or they're at the ACC, SEC, or they're always away. So, they're ready. They're hyped up. So we'll just see.
All right. This segment here is brought to you in part by Robin Campbell Insurance. Call Robin today if you live in Western Pennsylvania, 412-366-3399, Robin Campbell Insurance. And we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studio, Studio 10 here in Berlin, Maryland, 724-2010-500. Mata, heating and air conditioning. All right, Pensman, go ahead with your Michigan, despite the fact that they are having suspension and fines and the janitor's been fired and everybody else. Go ahead.
Well, we'll see how Bryce Underwood does. Hopefully, he gets to start. I heard good things about Bryce Underwood. No relations to Kerry, but they have to go to a Ford dealership and get a big loan out. So because of what NCA did, so I'm looking forward to it. We'll see if we're bowl eligible. I'm not expecting anything. We go to Germany in week 3 or 4, so we'll see how that game is. That's another country that the football is starting to introduce. We went to Ireland and London, of course, but now we're going to Germany with Michigan. So we'll see what happens with that. So I'm looking forward to it. It should be a good year. Michigan always has a good season most of the time.
I got to tell you a really good cab story here. I used to drive a cab, and I had some Ohio State fans in the cab. This was in the mid '90s. In 1995, Ohio State was playing Pitt at the old Pitt Stadium, okay, in the Oakland section of Pittsburgh. So I pick these folks up. I take them out to Pitt Stadium, and he says, "Oh, you guys got Johnny Majors as your coach for the second term." I said, "Yeah," and he's kind of stinking up the joint. He's not doing real well. And and then he said, "You know what about John Cooper?" He said, "The one thing John Cooper couldn't do was beat Michigan." And he said that was burning up everybody's, sticking up everybody's craw in Ohio State. So, couldn't beat Michigan at that time, and Michigan was beating up on him every time. So, all right, let's get into our main topic today, everybody. And I want to show you, or wait a minute, I'm going to talk about Pitt here real quick. Let me find their schedule. I think it's right here. This might be it. Nope, that's not it at all. That's something else. Let me see here. I can find their schedule. No, that's not it either. Wow. I have it here somewhere, and I got to find it. Well, anyway, our main topic here today. But Pitt has a tough schedule this year. We're going to find out what they do. They play Notre Dame. They got some Louisville. They got some tough ACC teams to play this year. The prediction is they're probably going to go 8-4 and go to another bowl game. Typical Pitt football. Pat Narduzzi's been put on warning that there's going to be that he is being watched by the athletic director to where they're going to say, or he's going to be watching them and checking out their performance and making a decision probably by the end of the year as to whether or not he should be still the coach at Pitt. And if they explode again like they did last year and lose 6 games and lose the bowl game, 5 games in the regular season and lose the 6th in the bowl game and end up being like 7-6 or 7 or whatever, I think Pat Narduzzi's days at Pitt are numbered. This will be his 10th. This is his 10th season, believe it or not. And so we're going to find out what happens with Pitt as they go on. Defense looking good. Offense has a quarterback. We got, the running back crew looks good. We'll see what the tight ends do due to Bartholomew leaving. And Kenny Jackson at wide receiver. I think they have some good weapons with Cade Bell, the offensive coordinator, and the Go offense. And he just re-signed a new contract. So he's going to be around for a while with Pitt Panthers, which they've never had in a long time. All right, let's talk about most playoff wins since 2000 in the NFL. All right, let's start with Cleveland. They have, let's see what Cleveland has here. Hold on, let me get that up here on my here because I can't, the print's small there a little bit. All right, I don't think Cleveland's last in playoff wins, of course, as you well know. But what I want to know is what you guys' thoughts are on this list here. And we'll start with you, Leo. Go ahead.
You know what?
Playoff.
It's kind of like a list that it's like, what is it for? What does it tell me? Okay, it tells me you got to the playoffs. It tells me that you didn't get to the playoffs. The one thing, right? The Detroit Lions have not won a Super Bowl ever. They haven't even been to the Super Bowl. They're the longest franchise that have been in one place that haven't been to the Super Bowl.
Right.
I tell you, it's kind of crazy when you look at this stuff to see, because guys, when I started growing up, The Steelers were awful back in the John Henry Johnson days. The Patriots were a laugh. The one thing about the NFL is it stands for not for long, because you can get good and you can get bad in a hurry. And that's the nice thing about the National Football League. No surprise at the top, the Patriots, because of just you got a bunch of rings there. If it wasn't for the Philadelphia Eagles and the Giants twice, Brady would have had 10.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Those were two Tom Coughlin teams that were very good with the Giants, and I was happy to see that they beat New England. Because I've never been a New England fan. Especially, I'm still mad at Roger Goodell because he didn't do more to do. He should have suspended, fined the team with a big hearty fine, and he didn't do it. And he should have kicked Bill Belichick out of football in the NFL. He didn't do it. And then he should have banned Tom Brady from playing. He didn't do it. I have no respect for Roger Goodell because of that stuff. All right, next, let's take a look at, let's go around here. Pensman, Cleveland Browns, one playoff win since 2000.
That's no surprising. They should try to figure it out. They've been better, but they just haven't gotten the right. They haven't gotten the right pieces in the right places, and they need to find the right coach. And Sasensky, he can't do anything. So they went through so many head coaches. They just can't figure it out. But the thing I'm laughing about is Dallas Cowboys have four since 2000. That's the funny part for me.
Yeah, I know. The Dallas Cowboys, America's team. They don't have that many. All right, Brian, your thoughts. Cleveland Browns, they have one. Miami Dolphins have one. Wow. How they've slid down the toilet.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go with you, Brian. We'll start with you, Cleveland. Or I'm sorry. Tell us about Cleveland, and then we'll start with you with Miami and work around. Go.
Cleveland, I don't even know when's the last time they actually made the playoffs. I mean, I can't even remember. I mean, was it in the 80s, 90s? I can't even remember when they won. I mean, that's not surprising to me, but some of those.
It was 2021, Brian, when Rudolph and Myles Garrett went at it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Myles
okay.
Garrett put the helmet off, and he should have been banned from the NFL.
But see, that's how much I pay attention to that.
No, I'm just letting you know when I'm just letting you know when the last playoff was.
Right. I mean, some of these teams have got to improve much more than what they are. But
and you know what, guys? The worst playoff win. Guess who they beat, and guess where they beat them?
I know.
Yeah, they beat the Steelers. Yeah, and the Ravens blew us out last year too. Yeah, it's been like that for a while. Mediocre Mike and his playoff, and he hasn't won a playoff game since 2016. So I call him Mediocre Mike, and a lot of people get mad at me, and I don't care. You know
Good
what
morning,
I mean?
JD. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah. Hey, JD, how you doing?
All right, good old JD there. There we go. Southern Fried Network. There he is. Good morning, JD. How are you? All right. So check out his stuff as well. Follow and subscribe. JD Wyatt has some good material as well. All right, Miami Dolphins. Your thoughts, Brian, real quick. Miami Dolphins. Wow, how they slipped down the toilet here. They have one playoff win since 2000. Go ahead, Brian.
The Dolphins are going to be the Dolphins. They have the worst luck of everything. And I think this year they need to make a playoffs. I really do.
Daniels is on eggshells.
Yeah.
I know that. A few people.
But if they don't make the playoffs, then he'll be gone. But I'm not surprised. I mean, look who they've had as a coach and stuff. I mean, they haven't done nothing since Jimmy Johnson was there.
Yeah.
So that just proves to me that, I mean, it's all about some of these things are you got to have a good coach. If you don't have a good coach, then you're not going to make it into the playoffs. But some of these teams that you listed on there, you got to have a coach and you got to have players to play with the thing. And the NFL is so crazy about, you got the top tier, and some of these teams that are on the bottom tier are not going to make the playoffs. You got to have a good quarterback. You have to have a defense.
Yeah, and there's been a coaching carousel down there, Brian. There's really been a coaching carousel. All right, Leo, go ahead with your thoughts. Miami Dolphins. Boy, have they sank.
Yeah, and the biggest problem is they got to place the Bills every every year twice. I mean, that's brutal.
I know. Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. And Mike McDaniels, he can't beat the Bills, just like John Cooper couldn't beat Michigan.
Well, it's
Yep.
it's a revolving door down in Miami in terms of how they're trying to build that roster to get the right culture, the right chemistry. Because just when they think they got it, then somebody, comes up to the surface, goes crazy, and it's like people ask me about Tampa Bay. What's going on at training camp? I said 4 words: quietly under the radar. You don't want noise at training camp. I mean, that's what Miami's got. They got noise down there.
Yeah,
Chicago,
you got
they got
Tyreek
noise.
Hill and exactly.
You don't want noise. You want to be just under the radar. No bulletin board material.
That's it. All right, Pensman, go ahead. Miami Dolphins, number 1. Miami Dolphins, number 1. Remember that old song? There you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brian. What were you going to say quick?
Oh, I was going to tell. I'll tell Leo later on.
Okay.
No, go ahead, Brian. Go.
Oh, Leo. Talking about the Buccaneers, and I know that we're off the, kind of off the rails here, but I got to talk to Clark the other day that was done in Tampa Bay, that he does the cover raise. I think it's who was it? Pensman the other day. I forgot his name now. It slipped my mind. It was Pete Clark. Peter Clark.
There it is.
Yeah. I talked to him. We talked to him on another station.
Peter Blake, right?
Peter Blake or Peter
He's
Clark?
talking about
Peter Blake.
Peter
Blake.
Blake.
Yeah.
Blake.
And he said that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could go 10-6. They're his high, and his low was pretty like 8 and whatever the other record was. So yeah, I got to talk to him.
I think it was 8. I think it was 8-7. I think.
Yeah, 8-7 or something like that. So we got to talk to him. Me and Pensman did the other day on another network.
Yeah, well, the biggest problem the Bucs have right now is they're going to have to put Tristan Wirfs and they're going to have to put Chris Godwin on the PUP list, and Godwin's not going to be ready after 4 games. Wirfs maybe, but Godwin, no way. If he's ready to play the beginning of October, it's a medical miracle. I'm hearing from my source that end of October at the earliest, probably November, and worst case scenario, it could be December or the playoffs before he's back.
Jeez.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Tampa Bay has what it says here, 14, I believe. 14, 16 there. Yeah, 14 playoff wins since 2000. But Tampa Bay's gone through some coaching. Raheem Morris, Dirk Coder, and a few other guys. Bulls. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You're like,
I'm going to fire Todd Bowles. He gets home playoff games for the owner.
For the owner, yeah, I know. I've heard that. Yeah,
you can say what you want about Todd Bowles, but after he left the Jets, his coaching got a lot better. He just needs the right people around.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you know what? The Jets are a dumpster fire, Pensman. Come on.
I know. That's why I said after he left the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets. Yeah, exactly. And I actually, believe it or not, feel bad for Aaron Glenn because he's got a big-time dumpster fire up there in the Jets.
After week 1, I don't care what happens to him.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Justin Fields better be running for his life because he's going to have Derek Harmon and Yaya Black.
He's not doing good. Justin Fields is not doing good right now.
Yeah, well, you know what? What do I always say? Sometimes the grass isn't greener on the other side. And you know what? Justin Fields made his decision to leave. So there you go.
Almost Human says always trust Leo's source.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
There you go.
All right. Let's
check
our
sources are impeccable.
Ralph, can I talk about the Dolphins real quick?
Please.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk about the Dolphins. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I missed you. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. They haven't been this. You're gonna think that I'm a Dolphins fan, but I'm really not. But they are. I hate. And every sport's like this, NBA, football, baseball, it's all this. The Miami Dolphins would have made the playoffs more often if it wasn't for conference play. If the Miami Dolphins went to the NFC, they would be in the playoffs like that. But Adam Gase, he was there. He would have made it. They haven't done anything since Wamstead, so that's what I think about the Miami Dolphins. If it wasn't for conference play, the Miami Dolphins would make the playoffs, at least the 6th seed, the 7th seed, and get a one first round bye, first round exit. That's what I would think.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
you're all over that. I agree wholeheartedly. You got to play Buffalo twice. You had to play New England twice in their heyday. That's
Oh,
no
yeah.
fun.
No, it's not at all. All right, on Facebook, we have Brandon Keeler from the Sports Nuts tuning in. Also, he says, good morning to all. Brandon Keeler, thank you. And Brandon puts on the Sports Nuts show. He has shows on his network. Subscribe and follow on YouTube and also on the on Twitter X. And so he has some great content as well. Also a friend of the show's here. All right, Detroit, 2 playoff wins since 2000. And that's with Dan Campbell. So, but we'll start with you, Leo. Detroit Lions. Go ahead.
You know what, guys? Let's go back to when Dan Campbell got this job. Every member of the media laughed at him. Said, this guy can't do it. This guy. I sat there and I was ready to sign up and go play for him. I mean, I was excited just to hear a head coach come out with such vigor, such excitement. And then, hey, I'm not punting on 4th down. I'm going for this. And all of a sudden, everybody say, oh, well, that's bad decisions. Well, guess what? He turned the Lions into a contender, no longer a pretender. That's huge. And I'll tell you what, if the Lions could have put people on the field on defense that they didn't have to sign off the street last year because of the just innumerable amounts of injuries they had happen on the defensive side of the football, they probably go to at least host the Eagles. But the worst thing that happened is they had to play the Commanders. If they'd had to host the Bucks, I think they win. But the problem is you're playing Jaden Daniels, and you're trying to play him with a JV squad on defense. Not happening.
Yeah, that happened last year, and that was kind of sad. They ran into a bunch of injuries. Okay, Brian Pettit, go ahead. Your thoughts on the Detroit Lions?
I had my mic off. No, the Detroit Lions. I think that they could make it more. I think they need more wins, and they got to make it into the playoffs. So they could. They have a good shot to make it in the playoffs this year, if I'm not mistaken. So they just need to play, and they've had bad luck too. I mean, they've had some bad luck over the years, and for the last 2 years, they've actually got into the playoffs. But prior to that, they've lost a lot of games, and that's why they're not in the playoffs, and they haven't done much since then. But now they're right there where everybody else is. So.
All right, there we go with Brian's comments. Pensman, go ahead. Detroit Lions.
Let's take it back. All right. Brian just was talking about coaching with Miami. Think of think of the past coaching of the Detroit Lions. They had Steve Mariucci. They had Steve Mariucci. They had Jim Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell, yes.
Yeah, they had him. It's like Jim Shorts. It's like you can't do anything with that. Dan Campbell, what he did, he made this team. He's like, I'm gonna fix this team. He started in Miami, got interim in 2015. So Dan Campbell's like, all right, let's turn this thing. So his training camp is hard, according to St. Brown. I think that's what his name is, the wide receiver. He said that training camps are hard. They go back, they're tired by the end of the day. They run, they play. I mean, if they don't do a drill right, there's more laps. I mean, Dan Campbell, what he did with his team, they're hungry. They went to the NFC division round against the Commanders, got smoked, but that drives them more. So just wait for this year. I think they're going to repeat what they did last year.
All right, that was Pensman Sports Opinion. My opinion on the Lions, you guys summed it all up here. I don't have much more to say. Can I
say one more thing?
Go ahead.
Josh, I don't want you talking to me. I blocked you. What you did last week was harassment. Do not ever do that again to anybody. You're lucky I don't do anything to you. Let's put it that way. That was uncalled for. 12 freaking times.
Yeah,
nice talking on the phone, buddy. You're not my buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. let's leave that alone for right now, and let's get back into the
Oh, I
topic
know.
at hand.
I'm just nice talking.
Oh,
to you,
yeah,
buddy.
no, I understand. Yeah, I just,
Yeah, yeah. Next, keep going.
All right, the Washington Commanders, Redskins, whatever anyone wants to call them. The president wants to put them back to the Redskins, but we'll see what happens with that. They've only had 3 wins since 2000. This is kind of pathetic because I thought they might have had more over the years, but of course, just like the other teams we've talked about, they've had some bad coaching. The owner, Dan Snyder, was a jerk, and some other stuff that has happened. Brian, we'll start with you. Go.
I was growing up when Ripken was there. I was like, my uncle was a Washington fans, and he's not been happy about anything about Washington lately. And with the 2 wins, and with the 2 wins that they got, I can remember when they're playing, for the 2 wins. But it's this Washington, and all other stuff about Washington.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I agree that they've had, as I said, ownership. Some of the coaches that Dan Snyder hired, other than other than Joe Gibbs, it's just been one thing after another. Ron Rivera, I thought, did a pretty good job. He just didn't. I guess he didn't have the talent or whatever. I don't know. Ron Rivera, he's always been a good coach.
And Ralph,
Steelers job back in the early 90s.
And I'll add this too. They really haven't had a quarterback until this year.
Yes, absolutely. You are correct on that, Brian. Yes, you are.
Also, they haven't had a good they've had a similar defense, but
right.
they haven't had one of those defenses where you can say, hey, this defense is elite. It's just been a defense of all, and they don't have a good culture. Now they got a good little culture going, but we'll see how they do in the next couple of years. But I think they can make it to the playoffs this year.
Oh, absolutely. Leo, go ahead. Your thoughts on the Redskins or Commanders or however you want to slice it. Go ahead.
Well, I think Art Monk's going into what they call their Ring of Honor down there this year.
Yes.
So that's really a really nice thing to see, because Art Monk, he bled burgundy and gold, that's for sure. But I'm going to go back to Pensman's story about the Dolphins. You take Washington out of that division, pretty much the Giants, the Eagles, and the Cowboys, whether they were good, bad, or indifferent, that was 6 wars, literal wars that you had to go through. And it was just so hard on their roster that whoever they were playing the next week, it may be a real problem. You got to go back to Joe Gibbs before they had anything going, but I'll tell you what, they got the right guy under center right now. And Al Curtis, who does the Commanders for us, he was on ABC 6 up there with Natalie Smalla, and she asked me, I said, well, what's the biggest problem the Bucs have? And I said, well, Al Curtis told me that if that game's tied or Washington's got the lead and they got the ball at the end, Bucs are in trouble, because you got to play a soft cover too, because you can't lose sight of Jaden Daniels, because he's the best athlete on the field. Can't say that too much about anybody, but that's one of the things. They got good things happening. The problem is now you've got 17 games of film to look at Jaden Daniels. The sophomore slump, when they talk about that, that's just something that happens because teams can scout you. That's huge.
All right. Fun First Football. Welcome to the program. I appreciate you being here. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, yeah. Welcome in, Fan Football Podcast. They do an amazing job. Go follow them too. They do a
absolutely.
Good. We promote everybody around here.
I've already started on Facebook with them. So.
Okay.
I don't play around. So. All right. Josh, I don't need your comments. I don't want to talk to you at all. Please stay off the air. Stay off my comment section, please. Or else, I'm not playing no more. I'm done. You guys come on here because of whatever. Who knows? All right, go ahead. Or I'm sorry, Pensman, go ahead. Washington Redskins, Commanders, whatever you want to call them. Go ahead.
I'm going to shock the world. If the Steelers weren't around, I'll probably be rooting for the Washington. I loved Washington Redskins. They're an awesome team. They couldn't beat the right pieces, but I have high respect for the Washington team. I know they're horrible, but what Jaden Daniels is doing, I respect them. Have all the teams in the NFC East. I respect the Commanders / Redskins. I wish the Redskins were back. I had a neighbor back when I was younger, and he said that he always rooted for the Redskins. He was like a diehard. He would drop everything just to watch the Redskins play. But Brunell wasn't doing it. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.
All right, we're going to finish this list up in the next couple of weeks here. We're going to be, because we don't have enough time today to finish this list up, but we're going to move on to this list next week as well. The top 9 next week or the top 9 forgotten draft busts we're going to talk about next week in the NFL. And there are a lot of draft busts, but these are the 9 forgotten ones that have been forgotten forever in most cases. All right, let's do our local. We'll start with you, Leo. Go ahead. Your local Tampa. What's going on down there? And tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
Well, the Bucks are up at Pittsburgh tonight playing the Steelers. USF, they are off today. They have their, like I said, their victory day tomorrow. Then they'll start ramping up for Boise State next week. That happens on the 28th, the Thursday game, national television. Everybody's going to know what the Bulls can do or can't do. Then Lightning come to training camp in September. The Sun, who won the USL Women's Division last year, first time ever, they are in camp. They're going to open up in a week and a half. The Rowdies are still playing, not well, but they're playing. And you know what? University of Tampa, their soccer programs, men's and women's, they're ramping up. So that's what's going on in Tampa Bay, guys. And check us out on Amped Up Sports. We're on YouTube. We're on Twitter. We just got approved. My photo team of Kelly Champion and Bill Smith were approved for every LSU football home game.
Wow.
That's good news.
Yeah, and I'm waiting to hear from Clemson because we want to send them up there. So hopefully we'll hear from that soon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I got to do something here. Oh, here we go.
Hey, real quick, Ralph, while you're digging there. Brian, do you go to the press box at Clemson at all?
No, I don't have media access. I haven't been, Leo, I really haven't been to a Clemson game since, and this is going to shock you, the last game that I've known that I've actually been to was when Dabo was being introduced to Clemson years ago. That was my last game.
As the head coach? Wow.
Yeah, so I haven't been to a Clemson, but I followed this round. I would love to go to the press box and do some of that stuff. In there.
I usually go up to the military day because I think that's a real fun day. If I do, I'll call you and we'll get together.
All right. Hey, Leo, talking about that, if you ever go back to Clemson, there's a lot of history right there in Clemson. Do you realize where I know it's off subject, but do you know where the basketball team plays and everything right there on top of the hill?
Yeah, Little John.
Yeah, Little John. That used to be the military base up on that where they have Little John at now.
Uh-huh.
That used to be their little army tents and all kinds of stuff. So
right near Tillman Hall. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of history there.
My son went to Clemson, so I'm very familiar with the area.
Yeah, and I only live like 20 minutes from Clemson. So yeah.
Pickens County.
What now?
Are you in Pickens County?
Yes.
Nice.
So yeah, if you just run right down the highway, you'll just bypass my house so fast. It's like, oh. But yeah, it would be nice to meet you, Leo.
All right. It says Leo is like a trans. All right, whatever that means.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah. All right. But anyway, all right. Let's see. Brian, excuse me, Brian. Go ahead with Clemson. Go ahead.
Oh,
You already
Clemson.
talked,
Well, we did nothing with
or
Clemson.
whatever you're doing in
Also,
your area.
there's big news. In Anderson, South Carolina, which is close to Clemson. Dale Jr. will be back in a race car at one of the little local racetracks around here. So Dale Jr. will be back in his little car, and I think he's doing a tribute of his Daytona win back when he had the baseball. So he will be racing this weekend at one of the local tracks in Anderson, South Carolina. So that's kind of interesting news.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, Pensman, go ahead. Local, go.
The Steelers are about ready to play tonight. The Penguins are about ready to go to training camp in September. Preseason starts. Hershey Bears, they play in September to get ready for them. So Yankees, they're fighting for wild card position. They're only a game and a half up against the Guardians to hold the third wild card spot. So they see what happens today. Hopefully they take the Cardinals series, and that's what's going on in my area.
All right. Let me see here. I got this done here. All right, that's all done. All right.
Later tonight, Brian and I will be doing a live stream when either the Cowboys or some football game later on tonight.
Oh, okay. You guys doing play-by-play?
Yeah, we're going to do play-by-play, yes.
Oh, great. Good. All right.
So if you want to come in, hey, Leo, if every time that me and Pensman do, we're going to do a lot of little like NFL, college football. So you're welcome to come join the chat if you got time. And like Ralph and everybody else does, we kind of have fun. So you can throw your little insight with us too of how good we are and everything like that. Because we're going to do a lot of content because now that college football and the NFL is going to start, we're going to do a lot of little sidecasting together. So yeah.
Let me know what days and times, and I'll see if I can fit it into the schedule.
Okay.
Right, yeah, and don't forget, Brian, we're going to get this college football thing going on Sunday. Well, we need a date or a time that fits everybody's schedule. So
yeah,
all right, so let's do that. And we'll do. It's called College Football Wrap Up, and let's try maybe to do it in the evening on Sunday. I would think because it'll be after the NFL games are over, and we're not what they call on the air while they're on the air. Because you can't compete with the NFL as far as that goes.
No.
All right, Pitt Panthers, 2 weeks, play the Duquesne Dukes, who are in the Northeast Division 2 of college football. Duquesne's not a bad football team, very tough, and Pitt could lose this game. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, could lose this game, but no, they're not going to. I'm just joking around. But anyhow, Pitt starts in 2 weeks against Duquesne. Steelers play tonight against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Acrisure Stadium, and also the Pirates. They beat the Cubs last night 3-2. Whoop-de-doo, because their season's is over anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. We're going to find out what goes on with them as we go, and you know what I always say, sell the team. So there you go. But anyway, that's my local. You can reach me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and also don't forget on the Kick Network and Huddle Sports Network. Also, we are on, when Pensman and Brian are on, we're on the Tiger Stripes Network and Pensman Sports as well. Don't forget to tune in. We're slowly getting some other people together, and we're going to be working with other networks and getting my shows out there. Don't forget about www.rwmediaproductions.com. You can watch archive shows on there as well. And Leo, I'll be in touch with you. There's some, I want to talk some business in regards to Amped Up Sports, so I'll be in touch with you. All right.
Sounds like a plan. All right, guys.
All right. Thanks, Leo. Thank you, Pensman, Brian Pettit, and for everyone here. And thank you, everyone, for your participation in the comment section. And also, I want to thank everyone for watching out there. Until next Saturday, the Saturday Sports Show. Don't forget to put it on your calendar. Until next week, have yourself a great one. Please be safe. Thank you.
Have a good one, guys.